Hey guys, this is Bellator middleweight Magic Norbert Novenyi Jr. You are watching the KO show. Bow!
Hey guys, welcome back to the KO show with your host with the most. Is that the right thing to say? Host with the most.
If you want it to be, yeah, why not?
My name is Kaz Crossley and I'm joined by
Ollie Sutherland, and we're finally back in our home studio. It feels good to be back. It feels like it's been ages since we did an episode, you know?
I know, but it was a pretty big episode. I mean, like, think about it. On our second episode, we got Tom Aspinall, the heavyweight champion. Like, what the hell? Even it doesn't feel real sometimes.
I know.
Like,
it's massive.
That was sick. And he was such a nice guy.
The nicest guy, and that's the thing. That's why I was so keen to talk to him anyway, because like people admire him for what he does in the cage and outside of the cage. He's just such an ambassador for the sport. So to sit down and have a chat with him was amazing.
Yeah, it was pretty good. And your like clips did well with the name, his fight name.
Do you know what? Yeah, it's so funny. Yeah, because I need to address that because obviously we're from London. We're a bit ignorant to the north. A lot of people are like, he's not really from Manchester.
Yeah,
it's great in Manchester. And I was like, oh, what have I done?
I did know that, guy. Like,
so
I live in Manchester.
I apologise if I caused any offence. My geography of the north is not great. I just saw great in Manchester and thought this will do. I was clutching at straws of those nicknames. Let's be real.
No, I thought that was pretty good. I think it's like calling someone that lives in Watford like from London.
Yeah,
that's what
or
it's
like
basically
Essex,
like.
And it's like, is it Dagenham?
Yeah, no,
is
it's
it
not London.
London? Is it Essex?
Yeah.
I apologise.
No, it was good. But yeah, how have you been anyway?
I've been good. You didn't get me anything for Valentine's.
Do you know what? It actually got. It said it was being delivered, and then it just didn't get delivered. I don't think. But I need to check on that one.
I was actually going to bring you a rose. I genuinely was, and I forgot.
No, because I actually didn't get anything for Valentine's Day.
It's peak.
It's actually like not even funny.
The streets are cold.
You know, I actually cried on Valentine's Day because I was watching Love Island.
Are you serious?
And, yeah, and it was like really like romantic. Everyone's having their dates and stuff, and I was by myself, and I actually cried. And my friend came home, who I live with, and he just took his mum out for Valentine's Day, and he just literally just didn't know what to do. He was like,
he could have taken you.
He was like, "Do you want me to go and get some flowers or something?" And I was just like,
if he has to ask,
fine.
that kind of ruins the gesture. Do you know what I mean?
It was like, let's not talk about it anymore. But yeah, training been going well. How's your hand?
We're getting there. Casts off. The scar's pretty. I think the scar's kind of sexy. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's alright. But yeah, so
has it healed yet? No,
I got the movement back. We didn't actually discuss it last time. So for those who don't know, I broke my hand in sparring. I punched someone in the head, and literally the bone shattered in 4 places.
Did we not discuss it because you had a whole cast on the thing?
Nah, we were so excited to have Tom that we never really spoke about it. But yeah, the bone. I had to get a metal plate put in. That's what the surgery scar's about.
I think you're like excited about that scar, innit?
The scar's I don't want it to fade too much, you know what I mean? It's a little, yeah, man. But
don't put the bio oil on it.
I'm not. But now there's no pain. The movement's back, but I just can't put any weight through it. So still no training. I'm going a bit mad, but soon come. Hopefully a couple of weeks.
Well, I'm actually back in training.
I've seen.
So,
yeah.
guys, that anyone didn't know, I had my boobs done, so I had to stop training for like 3 months. Yeah, well, I've had them done twice, but yeah, moving on. I'm back in training. I've been doing Muay Thai like for a couple of years. That's why I kind of got into the sports and combat and stuff. But I've actually been doing boxing.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I've been doing boxing. Anyone who's watched that previous episodes, I'm not really like a boxing fan, but I just thought like if I ever wanted to like progress into MMA, like I need to change up my stance from the Thai.
Yeah, I'm hearing whispers you might actually be trying to get a fight.
No, I asked these in the group chat. I said, what do you guys think I'm going to do? I might do an MMA fight, yeah? And soon, straight away, shut it down.
No,
Michael was like, don't do that. And I was like, do you know what? You lot don't even know me, because if you tell me not to do something, I'm going to 100% do it more. Do you know what I mean?
Don't get topless. It's worth a try. What the? I thought I missed something for a second. Hey, listen.
No, but my new boobs do look good. Anyway, I've been training boxing again, and yeah, I'm really enjoying it, but I still don't enjoy watching boxing, sorry. And my dog is in the studio,
by the way,
guys.
we're joined by...
I'm sorry. Ziggy, come here. Come and say hello. This way. Ziggy.
But, why would you... I'm confused. If your main thing is Muay Thai, why would you not go for a Muay Thai fight rather than...
Because I'm not trying to get, like... No, I'm trying to get money, basically. And Muay Thai fighters don't really have money.
Okay.
But, to be fair... Sorry, Muay Thai fighters, but you know it's true. Compared to everyone else.
But it's coming up, though. It's coming up a lot. Like, there was a time when, the money was terrible.
I know, but like, you're talking about me like I'm an influencer. Do you know what I mean? I'm not a fighter. I have never even had a spar yet, guys. But anyway, it might be a bit chaotic, but my dog is here. His name is Ziggy. And
pleasure
on
to
that
have him.
note...
This is our guest. Let's introduce him. Nah, jokes aside, we listen. I've got a feeling today's going to be a good episode. It's going to be a little bit chaotic. I apologise in advance for anything a
I'm a
little bit
single
un-PC.
mother, okay? I didn't have anyone to look after him, so he's come to work
That's not
with
what I
me.
meant when I said it's going to be chaotic. I'm talking about our actual guest. So
Yeah, true.
it's going to be a chaotic one. This guy's always entertaining, always interesting. We're joined in the studio by middleweight standout. He was the youngest ever signee to Bellator, Mr. Norbert Novenyi Jr. Yes.
Are you middleweight? I thought he was light heavyweight.
Oh, jeez.
Oh,
He's
I
a big
wish I
boy. He's
was.
a big boy.
I wish I was.
I'm just looking a bit
I'm
fat
too
right now. I'm
small.
joking.
Nah, he's a big boy. He's a
No,
big
guys,
boy.
and he's also our friend as well. So if there's
Yeah,
any
yeah.
banter
I'm
that you
Ollie's
think is
friend.
too far,
I'm Ollie's friend. I don't know you.
whoa, you're taking.
Yeah, like full disclosure, we know this guy very well. So, but that being said, I think what's going to make today's conversation really interesting is that I've known you for a long time, but I've never really like delved into your story or like asked you what got you into the sport and your history. So I'm actually genuinely curious to know all of these things. So we'll get into it. I can't take this guy seriously, you know. This guy.
You're just waiting to just like send shots
Let's
to
go,
me,
yeah.
and I'm holding them in for him
let's
too.
go.
Skip that. Let's get to the un-PC bit. That's what he wants to do.
I still got career, so I
But
can't.
no, what's happening, man? What's going on right now? You haven't fought in a little while. What's currently the hold up in terms of you know, there's not been a fight announcement for you this year. We're now midway through February.
Yeah, I mean, obviously my last fight was in June, and Bellator said that I'd be fighting in November, so I've been ready, and I've just been waiting. Obviously, the PF for Bellator stuff happened, so
Because that complicated a little bit.
Did it slow
things a little
down?
bit.
yeah, slowed everything down, and obviously I think they backlogged with fighters. But you know, it's like I've been asking for fights. I've been speaking to them. I know they're working on stuff in the background, but I don't have anything like confirmed yet, which is a bit annoying because you know me, I'm at the gym all the time, literally 10 hours a day. It is what it is, you know. I just need to keep training, and when the time comes, I just smack someone in the face.
You've been in the gym. Have you been helping Michael with his fight camp then from UFC Miami?
Yeah, of course. Like me and Michael, we always train together. I think we each other's like main training partners in general, and as you can see on my style as well, I've got a big
similar
influence
style,
on me.
yeah.
So we've been training. You know, I think we're in the camp we had a time like. You know how the camp starts and then it gets a bit slower and it gets harder and then you pick up at the end and, you know, it's one of those ones, and I think he's there now when, you know, he's ready. You know, he's sparring really well. He's getting good scores on the cardio machine, so I'm really looking forward to it. And I'll be out with him in Miami as well in the corner, so it's going to
We'll be there as well. We'll see you there, man. It's going to be a good time.
This is going to be crazy.
Oh, it's going to be a sick week. I cannot wait. Oh, my God.
And so you're not in the camp at the moment, so I guess
No,
you're going to
well,
be
the
having
thing
fun
is-
then.
Well, no, I'm going to try to get training in, and I'm
Right.
going to be doing my my runs. By the way, I'm foreign. If you couldn't tell.
We'll have subtitles, don't
Yeah,
worry.
thank you. I'm going to be doing my runs, my spars. I try to get the work in, but I'm always in camp, you know, all year round.
So you just stay ready, so in hope
Yeah.
that they will call you and say you're
Yeah.
fighting in a couple of weeks, are you ready, basically?
Yeah, well, ideally I get 8 weeks. You know, I've been before when they give me a fight. And I'm the kind of person who's a perfectionist. I want to make sure that everything's right. So I don't really want to, unless it's like a big title fight or something like that when you have to take it. I like to put, you know, a whole camp and get ready for who I'm fighting. But yeah, I'm always in shape. What I don't want to do, I never want to play catch up. What I don't want to do is I'm out of shape, I've been partying, whatever, and then 8 weeks you got a fight and now I have to build my cardio up. Nah, I'm in shape all year round, and then I just get better in the 8 weeks. So
You do like a party though, don't you? I'm a piano guy, I've seen it.
how do you know that?
Because you're always posting it on your Instagram.
Yeah, no, obviously.
Also, your little post-fight dance.
Oh,
giveaway
yeah,
and
yeah,
everything as
yeah,
well.
yeah.
Yeah, obviously, like, and you guys know me as well. Obviously, I like a little night out here and there. But to be fair, recently I've been crying to Ollie that I haven't been going out. I'm just too tired.
Really?
My training's been because I've been basically in camp with Michael. I've been doing the same thing, you know. So I've been absolutely battered. He keeps
How do
biting
you
me, keeps
keep
attacking
that
me.
focus? Because you're 24 now,
Yeah.
right? I remember when I was 24, I still am a bit of a madman. But like in terms of obviously the age you're at now, most of your friends are going out partying.
Yeah.
The more well-known you're getting, there's more opportunities to go out and have a good time like that. How do you stay so disciplined and stay so focused, even out of camp?
I'm just scared of my coach. I'm
which
just
one,
scared of
Alexis?
Alexis. I'm so scared of him. Don't get me wrong. I'm scared. Yeah, I'm scared of him. I'm scared of losing. These two things. So obviously not. You know, it's one of those things. And another thing, like most of my friends who are my age, they cut? No, do they stay at home? Whatever. My bad friends are Ollie.
Is he your best friend?
He's my best friend. He's the one I go out with. So,
and I'm respectful. That's the thing. I think you are lucky that a lot of your friends are gym based, and we are very respectful of you saying, "Not right now." You know, I've got training in the morning. We'll say, "Okay, cool," and things like that. But yeah, it must get difficult sometimes. And like again, we've seen a lot of young guys come through the gym, very talented, young, 18, 16 even, and they fall off by the time they're 21. They have a couple fights, amateurs, and then they never really reach their potential because they fall by the wayside and because they fall victim to the distractions of being a young man. How have you managed to stay so focused as you have been from such a young age up until now? Like, what's been your sort of driving force?
It's a weird one. I've always had a drive to be the best, to be something special. It's a weird one. Like when I was a kid, you know, you see all these kids and they've got like Spider-Man or this as their heroes, and for me it was always like Hercules and these kind of Achilles. All my tattoos are Greek mythology. I always wanted to be one of those guys, a fighter, like a warrior. So when this became my job, I was like, this is it. And then I also always wanted to be a world champion, and I always had that drive. And don't get me wrong, there are times when I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? You know, everyone who knows me, I had times when I was like, I'm done, you know. Especially when I had my knee surgery.
We're gonna come to that.
I know,
well.
but I was out for a long time, and then throughout that time, several times I had like times when I was like, nah, that's it. But then something just I love the lifestyle. Two, I love the grind. And three, I've got the right people around me. You know, I think that's very important.
It definitely feels like you got the right people around you, especially so your record's undefeated, 24 and no,
7.
24 years old.
24 years
24 years old.
Sorry.
Sorry. You're 24 years of age. Yeah. And your record is 7-0.
Yeah. But you said 24 and 0.
Did I? No, I didn't. I think you're bugging. So you're undefeated.
Yeah.
Super young. Do you feel like you've got obviously an advantage because of your age, or are you taking it seriously right now? Like you're not thinking I've got loads of time left to do.
Honestly, my body doesn't feel like I've got loads of time. Don't get me, like obviously I'm young and I'm only 7-0, but I've been around for a long time. I've been fighting since I was like a year and a half. Do you get what I mean? So and I've been training with adults, sparring adults since I was 10 years old. So that's a lot of mileage, and plus I had 2.5 years out. In that time, I was training the whole time. So,
and how old was you when that happened? It was your knee, right? You had an
I
injury.
was 21. 21.
Oh my gosh.
So I was.
Sorry, I'm conscious of not skipping ahead because there's still so much in terms of your beginning. And speaking of beginnings again, you're so known for your social media presence. I've actually used that as the kind of basis for like some of the questions I wanted to ask you.
So you want to know how it started? You want to know how it started?
Taking it back to this post, the little young Norby there.
Sheesh.
How old would you have been there? About 3 years old?
2, 3,
3 years old. So, correct me if I'm wrong, born and raised in Budapest, Hungary.
Yeah, well, just outside of it, but yeah, basically.
Yeah, don't let me get onto the Manchester thing again.
The same Manchester thing all over again.
Born to a Greco-Roman Olympic gold medalist.
Yeah.
He was your coach from young?
Yeah.
So talk to us about that. Talk to us about the early beginnings of
so
you
how
and
it
the training.
started? Well, first, my mum and my dad, Matt, they really liked each other. So obviously, when I was born, for my dad, it's been a whole family. So I'm Norbert V, and I think everyone was a fighter. So even my granddad got qualified for the Olympics as well in wrestling. Wow. He was European champion boxer. He was a very good world champion wrestler, Greco-Roman. But it was always Soviet Union and communist country. So they asked for one of his titles, and he said, "No, I'm not giving it to you. It's mine. I want it." So they were like, "All right, cool." So as he was on his way to the airport, about to get on the plane, they were like, "Nah, you're not coming with us." So that was my granddad's dream of becoming an Olympic champion, and then.
Wow! So he didn't go to the Olympics.
He didn't. No way. You know, he did some funny stuff. Yeah, but that's the wild country, you know.
My God.
And then he got into pro wrestling, as in like WWE.
This is your dad, sorry.
No, that's my granddad.
Oh, granddad, okay,
wow. WWE?
Yeah, but like it was back in the day, like in the 60s, you know.
Is it been going on for that long?
Yeah, I'm not going to tell you his name because his name was White Angel. That was.
Oh, well, everything makes sense now.
That's brilliant.
Yeah. So, yeah, so that was his name, obviously. But I don't think that had to do with his ethnicity. Just
no,
it's all right.
It's not. Angels are white. It's fine. Yeah.
Well, that could be black angels, man. Anyways, yeah, so he was doing that, and then he became a coach and started coaching my dad. And my dad kind of had to go through some rough stuff as well. Like, again, communist country. He wanted to be a veterinarian. They didn't let him do that. Didn't let him do this. You know, and he ended up at 23, at a super young age. He went to the Moscow Olympics. He won a title there. But obviously, the US is not that good at Greco-Roman anyway, but the US wasn't allowed there. So he wanted to go to the next one as well, where he was in even better shape. That one, they didn't let the Soviet countries go, but the Soviet countries had their own game, which my dad won again. And then he went to Barcelona. He took some time out after because...
This is wrestling?
Yeah, wrestling. So
just wrestling?
Yeah. So after Moscow, like, he had my older sister. And then as he was getting ready for the next Olympics, like, he wasn't at home at all. So when he went home and saw my sister started crying. So he obviously spent a lot of time training. And then when he found out that they're not going to the Olympics because Hungary is a Soviet country, like, he was like, fuck this, I'm out. Then he started doing other stuff. And then he got back into wrestling, got to another Olympics. And then they, just before he was supposed to compete, they locked him and some other people locked him in a bus in the summer in Barcelona.
Why?
Yeah, so they got out. They led them out half an hour before, super dehydrated, whatever. He lost straight away. So that was, and then he was like, you know what, screw this.
Him and the teammates.
Him and like 2 other people, but I'm not sure if they were all wrestlers. They basically
what, for fun or like?
No, just to mess with them. Yeah.
Wow.
So it was rough. It was rough for him. And to be fair, the Hungarian Wrestling Association at the time, they were looking out for their own interest rather than the wrestlers and their athletes. And obviously my dad had a lot of issues because of that. And then after that he went into kickboxing because he was like, I'm done with this, yeah. And then when he got into kickboxing, he won a world and European title in Waco kickboxing, which is like the biggest. That's what Michael's got title in as well. But my dad did full contact. For that, again, he got a lot of heat for. And then he ended up going into MMA when he was 50-something and became the oldest MMA world champion. Yeah, he was in the Guinness Book. And yeah, I think he got in the Guinness Book of World Records for the oldest MMA world champion. Plus, he's got the most amount of world titles in different sports.
Yeah, because in the wrestling,
kickboxing, MMA, jiu-jitsu, grappling, like pancration, he's got loads of stuff.
Did you see that then as a kid? Was you born then? When he became the MMA,
yeah. But my mum never let me go. Was that so?
Wow.
Yeah, but I've seen it. I've been around it. So
coming back to what you were saying about wrestling, obviously your dad was a champion in Greco-Roman wrestling.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, just explain the difference between Greco-Roman wrestling and freestyle wrestling, which we're normally used to seeing like guys like Daniel Cormier and Henry Cejudo competing in.
Yeah, so Greco-Roman wrestling is only upper body, not allowed to leg hook, not allowed to touch the leg, so it's mainly throws. And then freestyle is when you're allowed to use the legs. Obviously Greco-Roman, it's if you're not someone that's really into the sport, you might find it a little bit more boring because there are less action, but it's just so hard, and you know that's where you get the big throws and all that, and it's just super hard.
Is it popular in Hungary then?
Yeah, we're one of the best countries in the world. We've got like 20-something Olympic champions.
So when did Hungary get into the Olympics then? Allowed to go?
Are you blonde or something?
He said it's because he's a Soviet country, he wasn't allowed to go into the Olympics.
Yeah, Soviet countries. There was like 2 Olympics where the Americans weren't allowed to go, and then there was another one where the Soviet countries weren't allowed to go. That's yeah.
How am I supposed to know that?
I'm sorry. I feel sorry for you, bro. I mean,
This is what I have to live with, man.
She's a lovely girl, but Jesus Christ.
Oh my God! Allow me. I can't ask a question.
No, ask all the questions.
No, I can't ask a question. I'm an
entertainment.
interviewer. I need to ask a question because I want to know.
It's all good. It's all good.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So obviously, with your dad's credentials, it's safe to say you've got some big boots to fill in terms of sort of following in his footsteps. How much of like his style of fighting has shaped your journey, and obviously, like I said, Greco-Roman versus freestyle wrestling, how much of that has shown up and manifested itself physically in your fight style?
Well, because I started with him, obviously he gave me the basics, and because I was doing a lot of Greco with him, it gave me a very good base for wrestling. So I can obviously I do freestyle mainly, but I feel like I've got way more throws than an average MMA guy would have. Do you get what I mean? I know how to do a good suplex, and I've got different kind of arm spins and this and that. which most fighters don't have, and I'm quite lucky because of that, because I can rely on my freestyle. Obviously, firstly, I would say I'm mainly a striker, so I rely on my striking, and then if it's time to get to the ground, I've got a pretty decent freestyle, and if we end up in clinch, I know my way around a clinch. I can do throws, and way more throws than most people can.
So you started off in the wrestling.
Yeah.
So what made you want to be an MMA fighter and not go to the Olympics?
The money.
The money.
No. I don't know. I just always liked MMA. Like.
So would you say your wrestling is the strongest out of all of your components at MMA?
Striking.
Okay.
Striking. Like. I've wrestled with high-level guys, I jits with high-level guys, and I strike with high-level guys. I can hold myself quite well everywhere. I would say, but then the one where I feel like I'm better than the high, like I sparred glory guys, champions, this and that, and I feel like striking where I'm at.
As you show it, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's where I'm best. But I can, I roll with some of the best guys in the world when it comes to jits, and I can.
Yeah,
I can keep up with them, but yeah, I feel like if you put me the purest in all sports, it's going to be striking where I feel the most confident.
I saw you call yourself a knockout artist as well.
Yeah.
How many knockouts have you had?
2, but I've got a lot of knockdowns. I've got a lot of knockdowns.
Heavy-handed.
Yeah, I've got a lot of knockdowns.
Yeah,
in
you
fights.
knockout, definitely.
Yeah, but obviously I had 2.5 years out, and then that's when I feel like I found my shots properly, and then my last 2 fights was just first round knockouts. So. And also in training, I know what I can do, so I'm confident to call myself a knockout artist.
Another photo that really stood out to me on your Instagram was this one.
Yeah.
I think you can tell a lot by that photo, just like the closest between yourself and your dad. And obviously, like how important he was. What are you laughing at? Raising as a coach. What was it like then going from being under your dad's tutelage to then coming over to London, joining London Shoot Fighters? What was that transition like, going from sort of more of a wrestling background to open up to MMA, and what actually brought you here in the first place?
Well, okay, then I'll get into what brought me here. Is going to be I'm going to try to keep it as light as possible, but at the time, my mom was in a very bad relationship with my little brother and sister's dad. Obviously, it's quite abusive. At the same time, my mom had a pretty decent job, and the whole government changed. And as I said, like Eastern Europe is quite wild. So when the government changed and it was a government job, they got rid of everyone, right? So my mom kind of lost a good job, plus had like a very abusive guy threatening her all the time, so she was like, I need to get out, because also the guy was like, I'm gonna kill you, blah blah, like it was quite crazy.
Oh,
so my mom was like, I need to get out, so she moved here. At the same time, my dad, he was the marketing face of a big company, and that company did a massive tax fraud, right? My dad introduced 2 guys to the main guy, one guy, 2 guys, something like that, to the main guy who did the whole fraud, and then they dragged my dad into it. My dad basically became a whole big court case. It lasted over 10 years.
Oh
my dad ended up getting 3 years, 4 months in prison without any evidence. Literally,
and this is back in Hungary?
To this day, they've got no evidence against him. The only evidence they had was an edited sound file. So a phone call, and imagine they've got like a 10-second bit, a 5-second bit, and like another 10-second bit, and they used that, and the judge said they make sense that he was in it, even though there's no evidence against him. So it's dumb. And obviously my dad wasn't in it. Then they kind of used him as a scapegoat. We found out about it, blah blah. But and then lucky it didn't end up going in. He got suspended, and now there's done as well. No, but at the time they froze all his accounts, whatever. So my dad was like, "Fuck, get out of this country as soon as you can." They messed with my granddad, messed with him. Do you get what I mean? My mom had to move out, so my mom was living here already, and my dad was like, "Listen, you go out. Worst case, you go out for a year. You learn the language. You do some karate or boxing."
And that's what made you come to the UK.
Yeah. So my mom would say, I was like, and also I wanted to be a world champion. I was already training, and I knew that I can't do that from Hungary, so I have to go somewhere, and England already had a couple guys, so that worst case I'll come out for a year, and I want to kind of leave Hungary, because obviously my dad, it's rough for my dad, my mum has to
of
leave
course,
as
you
well.
wanted a better life.
So I came out and I found London Shoot. I remember I lived 2 hours away, so it was 3 or 4 bus rides to get to London Shoot at the time, because it's in West London. I lived in Surrey, so it's a little bit hard to get there. But I remember I walked into the gym, and the atmosphere, some of it was just like very different about it.
So you just came across the gym?
Yeah, like I looked up all the gyms in London.
I see.
And I went
Shoot
to.
Fights is the longest MMA gym in London, right?
They did all I'm probably even in Europe. Like they
Really?
did all this. Yeah. They've been around for a long time, and I walked in. I was like, this is great. I went to other gyms as well, but I was like, you know what, like. When I walked in, they gave me some tough guys. I'm 14 years old. They gave me, like Arunus, who's fought in Bellator, and he's been around. I had to wrestle him, and he's a light heavyweight, adult
You
light
had to
heavyweight.
kind of prove yourself
Yeah,
straight
and I'm
away.
like a 14-year-old kid, and then I wrestled him and some other guys as well. And
Was MVP there?
maybe I don't remember. I remember two guys that were there on the day, I was like, this is like, it's a mean environment, but like I can tell that this is where I have to be. And like I said, I went to some other gyms as well, and it was nowhere, like, it wasn't the same. So I was like, you know what, I'll just do this journey. I'll go there every day. And then luckily, my mom, bless my mom, she worked like crazy to be able to afford my gym membership and this and that. I just started going. I'm like, I'm going to do it, and I'm going to be a professional fighter. And then here we are today.
10 years on, you're still at Shoot Fighters.
I love
Loyal.
I love the
Loyal
gym,
to
man.
the soil.
They like my family. Also, the coaches, they helped me out so much with everything. And when I did my knee as well, was because I wasn't fighting, I wasn't making money, and they were helping. They were giving me work and doing this and that. And obviously, they've been looking after me ever since I joined. And yeah, it really is like a family.
Yeah, when you said you was out with your knee and stuff, you started coaching like with a few of the influencer fighters, right?
Yeah,
so you coached Pagey Cakes on Misfits. How was that? What do you think about the influencer scene? Because obviously KSI trains at that gym too.
Yeah, it's great. I actually do like it a lot. And also, these guys, they deserve it. I don't know about other influencers, but I know that the guys that we have at the gym,
They get treated differently, do they?
I mean, I know JJ trains his ass off. I know he trains just like everyone else,
Right.
So, and I know when I put Paige Cakey through her paces, she does it. Do you get what I mean? Like, comes in Saul and I, this and that. She's like, I put some makeup on it, I do my thing. So, they put the work in, and because of that, they deserve it. And plus, they, when I see people saying, oh, it's making a joke out of the sport, whatever, but no one else is bringing views. No, it's like, whoever's getting the most views, the most eyes on whatever they're doing, they deserve the most money. Do you get what I mean?
It's literally changing the game, isn't it? So you can't like knock it or.
But that's in general in everything. It's like whoever, like, you see loads of these MMA fighters, and they're like, oh well, that guy's an idiot. Why is he getting paid more than I do?
You need to change with the times,
yeah,
innit?
Well, that guy is doing more social media work than you, and he's like more fun to. Yeah.
But do you think then it puts a lot of pressure on the kind of like the more traditional fighters to then have to do a bit more of the kind of like brash talking, the kind of like outlandish activities to get that attention that the influencers are getting?
Yeah, 100%. I do feel like I could have way more followers if I would be doing
more Instagram.
Other stuff. Yeah, like it's like my Instagram is very like fight based. Do you get what I mean? And that's all I do, to be fair. But I feel like maybe if I did like more TikTok dances or whatever, I might
say that for the
but
cage.
it's true though, isn't it?
Yeah, I might be getting more views. I don't know, but
it's a shame now that fighters do have to take that into consideration, and I feel like there's probably like a lot of old school gyms that don't keep up with the times. Like I've been training in Bolton at a boxing gym, and it's not really about like filming on Instagram and doing the views and stuff. And I was talking to a few of the younger amateur fighters that want to get into pro, and they're like, it matters how many followers you have, especially like in boxing now as well, because they want the views, they want people to come, they want the pay-per-views and everything. And even Ben Whitaker, for example, like his style and that blew on social media, and then I'm sure he's going to get booked quickly now. So or Vidal.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but don't forget, Vidal is famous because of JJ.
Is he?
So, and then how are you going to
he's
be... Wait,
him.
let me just say something. Obviously, I'm not beefing anyone, but he's famous because of JJ, right? JJ helped him, JJ pushed him.
Yeah.
And then he goes online, starts saying shit about JJ. They're like,
Is
oh,
he?
well, I'm scoring him and this and that, blah, blah. There are different levels to it. Do you get what I mean? JJ, for example, obviously, like, his views, whatever, help Vidal a lot. So it might not be the right guy to use in this scenario, but definitely like Ben Whitaker is a very good guy. Even Ian Gary, even he, like, beforehand he had like a big following. Do you get what I mean? And or Petty the Betty. So these are guys who had big social media presence before as well, before they became famous.
And probably with like personality and stuff too, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and speaking of personality, like you're known for like some outlandish stories and some funny captions on Instagram. Like I think that's what makes you uniquely you. Whereas there's a lot of guys that are trying to be the next Conor McGregor, they're trying to be the next Chael Sonnen. You're just you. You're a funny, goofy self. When did you start feeling comfortable enough to do that? 'Cause I remember when I was at saw you against Will Fleury in Dublin, and he hit the floss in the middle of the fight, and I was like, what is this guy doing? I love this. Do you know what I mean? I was like, at first I was like, what is he? Nah, I'm liking this, and I think that's when you really came into your own.
Yeah.
What makes you so comfortable just being you and not having to feel like you got to play a certain part?
I don't know. I just enjoy being myself. I know it's fun. You know, obviously I have to be careful. You know, because I say some.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah. But yeah, you know, I'm enjoying it, and I just do myself, and I think that's what a lot of people like as well. Not just about me, but in
authenticity sells. I think.
Yeah,
and
if you yourself, and then. You know, if I just have fun. You know, obviously don't get me wrong, not everything's fun. You know, this lifestyle that I live is horrible. You know, you're in the gym all the time on the ground, and you get beaten up and you always hurt.
It's good to see the fun side of it.
Yeah, but there's the thing, if you enjoy life, you know, and just be
it's good
yourself.
to see the real you shining through. Because again, I think it really because like I say, I've seen you in the gym, I've seen you at fights, I've seen you at parties, and you're always just true to yourself. I think it'd really frustrate me if I saw you being your jokey self at the parties and out there, and then when you were in the cage and doing interviews, you were trying to pretend to be someone you're not. Do you know what I mean? So it's nice to see you just being yourself. Do you know what I mean?
To be fair, when I was younger, I tried to do that when I was like 8, when I first got into Bellator, you know.
And how old were you first signed to Bellator?
What did you try to do?
18. Oh,
sorry, were you the youngest signee to Bellator? Is that right?
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, congrats.
He made quite a big deal about it at the time as well.
Yeah.
It's a big thing though.
Now, of course
it's
it
not
was.
even like
Okay,
jokes aside.
who
That's
would do that?
fucking sick.
Yeah.
That is mad.
It
That
was
is
a big
mad.
thing,
What was
but-
that like as well? Because you only had one fight outside of Bellator as a pro, and then how did that come
Straight
out?
to
Yeah, well,
Bellator.
they did a show in Hungary, so they were like, let's look at people that we can use, and then obviously because of my dad, they thought, like, you know, I was lucky in that sense, and the Hungarian organisers, they put me on that card, and then Bellator saw me once I put on a pretty decent show, and they signed me straight away. So
Wow.
In terms of that's a big accolade to have, to be that young and signed to Bellator, and you're undefeated. Does it frustrate you a little bit that, you know, obviously you're still only 7-0, but does it frustrate you a little bit that you're still, like with respect, you're still somewhat unknown in terms of the grand scheme of things? You know what I mean? And where do you see your future going? Do you think you need to be heading more towards UFC later on to get that shine, or where do you see your future?
trying to get me in trouble.
I'm not. Listen, I don't want you to slag off your
No,
employers
listen,
or anything,
man,
but let's
we'll see where life takes me. Whatever it is, you know, I try to make the best out of whatever I've got, you know, and obviously Bellator's been looking after me and they've been great. Now they've got PFL. I feel like PFL is going to be doing even more marketing than Bellator did before.
Are you happy
so-
about that joining then? PFL
Yeah, let's see where it's going. Do you get what I mean? But I actually really enjoy being with Bellator. I'm still contracted to them, and you know, but they look after me, and I think they like me, so I get a lot of attention from them.
How many fights do you have left in your contract?
2.
Two.
Yeah, so we'll see.
So there's not been a fight announcement as of yet. I know there's been a few names rumoured. Who are you eyeing up for your next? Who would you like in an ideal world?
I actually wanted to get Charlie Ward because that's when I tore my ACL when I was supposed to fight him, but I think he's been cut. So no, I'm just whoever they're gonna give me. I'm quite confident. I think in all divisions, I'm quite confident in my right hand. I know once I lend that right hand, people fall over, and I see that regularly. You get, not just in fights, but like outside of fights as well, like on the street or when Ollie talks back to me.
There's some big names in that division in Bellator. Is Fabian still in Bellator, isn't he?
there, Johnny Eblen.
Yeah,
I think, to be fair, I think the best guy in that division is Johnny Eblen.
and he's the current champion, right?
His current champion is very good.
You fancy that fight?
I think I'd knock him out. You know, he's a super lovely guy. Like, it's nothing like that. But I think I catch him out my right hand. You know, and if anyone decides to not get involved with me striking, take me down. All right, put the shark back in the water. Don't forget, I'm technically a grand guy. That's what I started with. So I'm quite confident in, you know. And there's gonna be. I'm not saying like, or whatever. You know, you can have bad days or this and that. But in general, I don't feel like any middleweights in the world are as technical as me. I know it sounds cocky, and if you've never seen me fight, whoever's watching it might be like, this is an idiot. Watch me fight.
Yeah.
Watch me fight.
Big
Obviously, they're
things
quite
coming.
short, but like I know my striking, I know what I can do. I know I can. I'm on black belt level when it comes to jiu-jitsu, and I know when I go to national teams to wrestle, I can deal with wrestles pretty well. So I feel like I'm quite all-rounded guy technically, and I'm pretty confident in every organisation. And yeah.
So you talked about the fights that you want. What about like dream fight? Like anyone, ever?
Yeah. To be fair, as I was driving here, I was thinking to my dad, and I think Robert Whittaker.
He's so sick, mate.
I've got a little crush on him. I can't lie. He's not even.
I've met him a couple of times, you know. Yeah, when I lived in Australia, I was doing jiu-jitsu comps, and I'd see him. He's such a lovely guy. Like even then, like
to me, I just like him because he's got a similar style. He's got bounce, he blitzes, and he mixes it up quite well. Very similar to mine.
What did you make of his performance last night?
You know what? I like him so much, but he just gets hit too much. Every fight he gets frogged, you know. And I don't know.
He always looks like that after his fight.
Yeah, I don't know if he's a bit chinny. I don't, because that kick that he got kicked yesterday, it's a nice kick. So I don't know if he's chinny. That's why, or
I
just doesn't
so.
see the
I mean,
shots.
to his credit, he didn't go down. That was a big
that's
shot.
what I mean. That
He
he
just
took that.
ate it, babe.
Yeah, he took that quite well. So I don't know if it's chinny or just doesn't see some shots come or doesn't ride it well, but he gets hit every fight. Almost every fight he's been dropped, rogged, whatever. But he's got such a nice game plan every fight. I think they've got their whole team, they've got it figured out quite well. They game plan quite well. He's got that movement that people can't deal with, you know, that little bounce. I think although his last fight didn't bounce as much, but he's got that bounce. He mixes it up quite well. I like that fight a lot. I find it interesting.
I thought it was going to get fight of the night, but it
didn't get a bonus. It was a good fight. It was a really good fight. Paulo Costa's huge, man.
How is he so big?
He
though?
looks
I
like.
don't
Do
get
you think
it.
he looks like? I think he looks like a light heavyweight.
Juice. That's right. The secret juice.
Again, what do you make of Costa?
Yeah, I mean, he's just lovely head kicks, big physical dude. Technically, I don't think anything special, you know. But that being tough and being technical, you know, being tough and being like a bit scrappy and going forward goes a long way. He's not technical.
Do you think he's hit the ceiling now to what he can achieve, or do you think there's more?
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be getting through most guys. I think anyone's just a little bit smart. You know, if you got smart guys, unless they have a really bad day, you know, it's like Whittaker. He just got caught with a bad shot. You know, that can happen.
True.
So maybe if that happened 20 seconds before, 30 seconds before, maybe it would have gone to the other way. And then, but then we know that Whittaker is technically better than him and smarter than him. So I think when he gets a smarter guy, they're gonna outpoint him. Do you get what I mean? So
weird division right now. That belt has changed hands in like the last 4 fights. So a really weird division right now, the middleweight division.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? When it went Izzy Pereira, I can't remember.
Yeah, Izzy Pereira, back
Strickland,
Izzy,
Duplessis.
Strickland, Duplessis.
So yeah, so it's that division's wide open right now. It's an exciting one.
Yeah. Obviously, I'm still with Bellator, but I'm looking at everywhere. I'm looking at the whole world. So
yeah, well, you can be a fan of MMA and UFC too, bro.
Big Bellator shows coming up against the PFL. The Impact. I don't want to mess his second name up. He's quite decent as well. He's been on a bit of a run as well. So there's going to be an interesting fight as well. So
coming back to your Instagram again, another photo that was a definite standout was this one with you and Mr. Daniel Cormier. That must have been a really exciting moment. That was out in the States. What was it like training with him? Again, you come from that wrestling background. Yeah. He is one of the godfathers of wrestling within MMA. What was that like?
Well, obviously Michael was fighting Goiti Amuchi at the time, so I was out with him, and we just went down. When he found out that I was going with Paige, I don't think he thought that like a wrestle would come or something like that, and he gave me some of his boys. And obviously I had a lot of fun there, and I picked up a couple of things, but it was nice to, we had a little footage when he's like, "Where's this dude from? Is he from England or whatever? They can't wrestle in England." So that was quite nice,
I think he was gassed.
Yeah, but yeah, to be fair, I've been training around the world and training with so many people now. I've sparred UFC champions and I've rolled with world champions and this and that. So I'm kind of getting to a level where I'm used to that. Obviously I look up to these guys and they're amazing, but I'm kind of getting used to it, so it's not really throwing me off as much.
Interesting. Do you think that wrestling is still the most? Because at one point there was a period where there was like 4 champions in UFC that were all from wrestling background. Because originally it was kind of jiu-jitsu was the dominant force, and now it's kind of. Do you still think that wrestling is one of the most important arts, if not the most important art within MMA?
Yeah, I think if you've got someone who's a little bit of a smarter striker with decent takedown defense, they go a long way. So like a O'Malley, like a Adesanya, even look at Pereira now. I think when you got a decent striker, because a lot of these guys they don't actually have great striking. You see guys who like get knockouts and this and that. Actually, I'm not talking. Ilya Topuria yesterday was amazing.
he
He's
was
actually got
outstanding.
decent hands.
So Orlando Bloom is actually like one of my biggest like celebrity crushes.
I know you messaged
So-
me. You messaged me.
I saw the comments straight away, you know.
She goes, "Where's my introduction?" Yeah.
Oh my god! So tell me about that.
I was actually booking, like, it was after my fight, you know, I've been for years, as in, like, for years, like, 6-7 years, I've been playing on holiday. Do you get what I mean? Like, because I never go anywhere. So I was
Yeah.
like, I was playing on holiday, and as I'm about to pay for my holiday, I get a phone call that, would you want to do that? I was like, yeah, it's pretty cool. So obviously they asked me to kind of show him how to fight like a fighter for one of his movies.
Oh my
And
god!
basically that was my job for like a week or so. And yeah, it was great. You know, he was super respectful. He was such a nice guy with me. He was a big fan of the sport.
Wow.
Especially because he did a movie about fighting, and I think that kind of opened his eyes. Where like he goes like, yeah, like, do you guys have like proper bad body dysmorphia? I'm like, yes. I'm like, I'm too skinny, I'm too fat. You know, I look great. Like I'm all over the place all the
Is
time.
that a thing with fighters?
Well, with me at least, definitely. I'm always
with
crying. I'm in
everyone,
the mirror. I'm like,
people the
oh, no, I'm too chubby. No, I'm too skinny. Oh, I look great. That's literally it's all over the place. But he's, he was so nice and
Was he good?
Yeah, he was picking up quite well. Yeah,
Was you
yeah.
sparring with him?
No, nothing like that. Nothing like
Really?
that. Nah, he was showing him how to punch properly.
Are
and-
you like good friends? Do you have his number?
I've got his number. I do have
Oh,
his
yeah,
number.
he's married.
I do have his number. I do. Actually, I met his wife as well.
Katy Perry?
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah,
god,
it's pretty
how is
cool.
she? Is she nice?
She was lovely as well.
Oh.
Yeah, so yeah,
That's
it's
so
pretty cool.
fun though, like
Yeah.
maybe
That's
you're not
not
in
a-
camp, maybe you're not
Yeah.
got a fight, but
Yeah.
like all these opportunities are coming up
Yeah.
for you, and I guess you can take it that way with the sport. Like you don't
Yeah.
have to just be a fighter, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like I said, the sport and London Shoot. I think it's
Yeah.
mainly London Shoot rather than just the sport itself. Opened so many doors like that to me. That
Did they give you
yeah.
that opportunity?
Well, but everything that when it comes to celebrities, you know, obviously some of it actually came from my dad, like, you know, from that side
Right.
when he's in Hungary, and then but like most of it that came from London Shoots. So you know, like getting my connection through London Shoot and blah blah blah. So yeah, I'm super grateful for that team. Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, but it was cool experience.
So we always do like a recap on the most recent fights on this show. Obviously, UFC 298 was last night. Have you had a chance to watch the fights?
Yes.
What did you make of Volkanovski versus Topuria? We touched upon that a minute ago because I think Volk looked good, and actually on all the scorecards he won that first round on all the judges' scorecard, and then obviously coming into
Yeah.
the second, it
I
didn't go as well.
I thought, to be honest, that was going to happen. I mean, he just, what, 4 months ago, 5 months ago, when was his long fight?
4 months
4
ago.
months ago, yeah.
So you just got knocked out, then you take a fight. So let's say you got 2-month camp, but you probably was training anyway. So that means he was sparring a month after getting knocked out, something like that, maybe less than a month. So and then you go in someone who can punch quite hard. I kind of expected that to happen. Also, I really like Volkanovski. I'm a big fan of him.
Same.
I just wonder what their game plan was, because he was throwing a lot of lead head kicks, right? So was he trying to just keep Ilya's hand up? Also, he was circling a lot. So I was watching him, I'm like, oh, he's going to get low cuffed 100%.
I thought he's always like that in his fights though, right?
Yeah, but he was drifting a little bit too much, and I was like, he's going to get low carved, and then he's going to get like hit with the right overhand right. Even Dean Thomas said that, like, he has to be careful because that overhand
Oh yeah,
right.
because of his
Yeah.
head jerk.
Yeah, so I was just thinking, that, and when I thought, oh, there's a low carve there, like Ilya started kicking that low carve, and then obviously landed a big overhand right. You know, it's fair play to him. Fair play.
It's a big shot. It's sad to see him put away, and especially knowing what Volkanovski had said previously about prior to the last Islam fight, he'd been drinking a lot. He finds it really tough being out of camp and coming off a loss and things like that. So I hope he's still able to maybe take a little bit more time off this time and then come back and have a good fight. 'Cause I really hope. I like Ilya as well. I'm a big fan of him too, but I don't know. I think I wanted to see Volkanovski get a
I'm
win.
a big Volkanovski fan.
Yeah.
Even like the whole granddad thing, I thought was so
I
good.
think that's
The
hilarious.
marketing
Yeah,
was
the first
so
video
funny.
they posted was very
It was
good.
very funny,
Yeah.
and you can tell that he's not taking himself
didn't take himself
seriously.
seriously, yeah,
No,
I love
he's
that.
great. Listen, I really like him. I like
Yeah.
his walkout song is great. His whole aura, everything. I like him a lot. He looks like a great guy.
Yeah.
So you know, I do want him to win as well. Also, I like the short guys to win because I'm quite short. So I like.
I'm going to come to that, you know, because I saw one of your stats of builders 5'11". Bro, you're 5'10" in heels, man. You're
But
not
I'm 6
5'11".
foot.
I didn't
I'm
think he was that
183.
short.
I'm 183 centimeters. I'm 6
that
foot
what
on
you
the door.
reckon?
Yes, I get medically.
In some chunky soles, let me tell you. I'm 6 feet.
I'll get checked all the time before, like, when I have to do my medicals.
I reckon he filled in the form, you know, where it's like given your height, 6 foot,
Yo,
build, athletic,
183 centimeters,
looks
black.
pretty good looking.
Black. It's a private joke, by the way.
Well, no, but where does that come from? Let's talk about the dance. Obviously, like some of your post-fight activities are hilarious, man. And again, it shows your personality. In fact, your last one, they had to like damn near usher you out of the cage because you wouldn't stop dancing.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
That's
Yeah,
hilarious.
it's like, you know, like, I always dance. I like dancing, and I'm very good at it as well. So
Yeah, if you do say so yourself.
yeah. So yeah, I just, you know, I enjoy every time I'm having fun. I dance, and you know, you guys both see me out as well. So yeah.
Like I say, you're staying true to you, and it's good to see.
I think you should show it more, like on your Instagram, obviously when you're fighting, and you'll get recognised for it as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, to be
Maybe I
fair,
should.
he
Do
did
it.
do about 4 posts of that one dance. I think he's
No, but you
showing
should be
it enough.
dancing every day.
Well, yeah.
Like you said, on
Yeah,
TikTok.
I do, but you can't
I'm
overdo it.
coming from influencer's perspective.
Yeah, well,
innit?
obviously,
Sorry.
I have to keep this mean guy, you know,
Yeah, but you're
thing
not
up as
though.
well. I am. I'm mysterious. I'm quite mysterious. That's me.
If you have to say that, I don't think you are.
Yeah.
But you can be.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you make of obviously last night in the post-fight press conference, Dana announced that it's going to be Alex Pereira versus Jamal Hill.
Yeah.
What do you make of that event, that as a fight and as the main event for such a big card?
I'm not sure if it's the main event. Do you get what I mean? Like, I actually think this card and the next card are bigger than the
better.
300.
I agree.
I think a lot of people agree with that one.
yeah.
I think it's been a big letdown. And even when Dana White was announcing it, he just sounded very disappointed in the way
Well, he
he
did
was
say he
announcing
was really
it.
trying to get Leon on that card, and they were just struggling to get opponents. But then he gave credit to Leon, saying he was saying yes to absolutely everyone, but they were just falling through for whatever reason. It is tough, like you know what it's like to trying to get the time in around injuries, camp time, and all that. But yeah, it's a big fight, that Alex Pereira fight.
It's a massive fight. But
And to be fair, Jamal Hill's only had the one loss, and he didn't actually ever lose the belt. So it's
so
all
he's
to-
just
all
come
to-
back from injury.
Yeah, it was Achilles, right?
Yeah, but he was out for quite a long time, no? And then you get nice, like, good Pereira, a big left hook. I think he gets hit with a left hook quite a bit. I haven't seen enough of Jamal. Well, I've seen a couple of his fights, but I'm not. You know, I need to watch it again.
What did you make of Ian Machado Gary last night?
Yeah.
It's weird
You're
hearing.
not a fan?
It's
You
weird
sound like
hearing
you don't
that
want to talk about
name.
him.
I like his life story. It's quite funny.
Here we
You
go.
know. But no, listen. I'm sure he's a nice guy, or whatever. Although that's not what most people are saying. Otherwise, you know, I don't know him personally. I've got mutual friends and stuff like that. But like, he's got nice striking. But I think that Job Neal, he lost the fight rather than Ian won it. I think Job Neal should have just landed a little bit more shots. Every time he went forward, he landed his shots. So
Yeah, it's like holding back. Even the
yeah,
corner was
I
getting
don't know
pissed
what
off.
he was
innit?
overthinking it a little bit.
Probably.
Yeah, but you know, he had some nice knockouts as well, Ian Gary. So we'll see. I'm not saying everyone's saying it was like, oh, it was such a boring fight. It wasn't boring.
It wasn't boring.
It was an
like,
average fight.
Yeah.
It wasn't like.
I think
Correct
maybe
me if I'm
compared
wrong,
to everyone else.
At one point, did you hear the crowd chanting "cuck"?
What's
I
cuck
swear to
mean?
God, I'm not lying. I swear to
What's
God.
cuck mean?
Well,
Well, basically,
Norbert will tell you. It's short for
I
cuckold.
don't know.
Norbert?
I don't know, but
Cuckold.
no.
Cuckold.
Cuckold, yeah.
Cuckold.
Yeah, you know what that
Cuckold,
means?
not
Cuck.
cuckold.
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 Yeah, C-U-C-K.
Cuckold.
Cuckold.
Yeah.
Like hold.
It's spelled
Yeah.
that, but I think it's pronounced
Okay,
cuckold. I don't know.
Yeah, you know what? You don't know what that is.
No.
Ollie, Ollie, you like that stuff, no? It's
Norbert will message you
basically
later.
when
Was it an American thing?
let's say Ollie's got a girlfriend, and then Ollie likes to watch his girlfriend do stuff with
Other
someone
guys.
else like me.
Okay.
I'm not saying it happens.
Like
I'll use a
like
real
a-
I'll use a
saying
real
it
life
happens.
example.
I'm not saying it
I'll use a real life
happens.
example.
Like a
So the
swinger.
last girl that Norbert was seeing was really into me.
I'm not saying it happened, but it might have happened with me and Ollie.
Like a swinger.
Worse than that, really,
No,
because he ain't
'cause
getting
swingers-
none. But yeah, it's not actually. I'm not saying that's actually what Ian Gary is, but there's been some horrible
But is
comments
that
around
why
his
people
lifestyle.
are booing him? Because I don't understand why he's a villain. Because
Do you know
I
what it is? I
don't
think-
remember him being this much of a villain before.
I personally really like the guy. I think he seems really likable as a person. I like his fight style.
Yeah, I think he's overdoing it a little bit with the trash talk, maybe. I don't know. You know,
Is that why he's getting booed
I
that
know
much?
the reason why he's
Also, you
getting
have to remember
booed
he
is
had beef with Sean Strickland and Colby Covington, who are massively liked in America. So
Okay, I
that
see.
didn't help.
yeah.
Okay.
Also, he's just got a funny story, so everyone
He's
likes
got
to
a
rip
funny
into
story,
him.
and even when you said his name, I forgot that that's his name now. Like I thought it was just Ian Gary, but they've
Ian Machado Gary, yeah.
Yeah, mad.
But he's actually living out in Brazil now.
Women, huh? They do, man. They see, huh? They can.
I mean, the way he talks about her and his walkout song is her name, innit? Layla.
That's very good.
So he's done that for the last five
might be
fights.
just doing it as a joke now. So.
No, he's not doing it. He was talking in the post press conference how much he loves her and
He's
like
in
he doesn't
love.
give a fuck. So I was literally like,
I think fair play to like crack on. Like I just think his
Literally.
personal life, his marriage life, is
Yeah,
nothing to do
you know
with
what I
us.
mean? Like, and he's undefeated.
Yeah,
like obviously,
100%.
what 7-0 in the UFC.
Yeah, no, don't get me
Like,
legit. Like, I'm
Yeah.
not-
And I don't think he's asked about getting booed, but like I don't know.
No, he probably is because he kept
probably
bringing
is.
it. But
No,
everyone is.
yeah.
But listen, I don't think I don't agree with what people are saying. That was such a boring fight. I don't think it was. I watched it.
Yeah,
it was
yeah, that's a
It was an
reach.
average fight. It wasn't like a wow, this is
No.
amazing. But it was okay. Like I think that Jeff Neal could have won that fight.
Yeah, he's probably pissed
Yeah,
at himself.
but,
Yeah,
you know,
because it was split decision.
But then
wasn't
listen,
it?
there are a lot of stuff. Like he just changed gyms again, so he might be the new gym. Also, it's in Brazil. Maybe finding it a little bit hard with the language.
Yeah.
So
He
I
speaks
don't
pretty
know.
good Portuguese, you know.
Oh, does he?
Yeah. No, seriously.
Really?
Yeah. I
That's
know
good.
a couple of sentences.
Go on then.
I'm not gonna say it. But yeah.
And what did you think of Henry Cejudo coming back after such a long time? Obviously, that wrestling background. Because I mean, I would argue that he won that first round, and then where do you think it kind of went wrong for him after that?
Yeah, so for me, like, firstly, in his peak, he was at flyweight, right? So then I move up to Bantam, so it's a little bit heavier. Also, like, you've been out for a long time, so you're taking on the number one guy. Do you get what I mean? So what happens when guys like me who are quite active, we're like in camp all the time. At least I am, and I know a lot of other active guys, they're always, in camp and training. When you take a little time out, that means maybe he was out for 2 years or something like that. Let's say for 6 months he was just training maybe 3 times a week or twice a week. So he's probably going to come back not as sharp. He's going to have to play catch up.
Mm-hmm.
And that catch up is going to take a toll on your body. And you might won't be able to catch up properly. And maybe because he thinks he's that, because he's very, very good, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe because he thinks he's that good, he thinks he can get away with that. And maybe he never ended up catching up. So maybe he was
Did he
behind.
not retire before already?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, this is
Did
coming
he
back
actually
out.
retire?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he got gassed out quite like by the second round. I think that's why Murrap took over.
Yeah. Also, that left arm looked bad. I don't know if we had any
Yeah, it
reports.
was
Was it broken? Do we have a report?
I don't know. I haven't
looked
seen
bad,
it,
though.
but it looked quite
They
bad.
look bad.
I really like Marab. I can't say his last name.
Dwashashvili.
Dwashashvili.
He's really funny as well.
Yeah, he's great. He's great.
He
It was
took
a good
over fight week.
Again, I didn't really have any skin in the game in terms of who I wanted to win.
Yeah.
I was glad to see Henry Cejudo back. I like his fight style
But
and
first
he's
round,
an outstanding
looked good.
wrestler.
Some of the wrestling exchanges.
Yeah,
he
yeah,
did,
yeah.
It was
Yeah.
good. And then after that, just obviously Murrap just took over. So
Do you think Marab could be the next champion?
I don't know. I think
You don't think
I
so?
think O'Malley's got. I think because of his movement, obviously, like,
O'Malley is that good though.
yeah.
Like, his striking.
Also, there are a lot of stuff behind it which most people don't understand. Especially like a lot of Muay Thai people, because you guys don't have that. Well, people do Muay Thai, they don't move as much. Do you get
it's
what I mean? It's very like
Mm.
everyone gets brain dead, whatever. It's rough and tough, but it's not as all over the place as someone like O'Malley, yeah. And like for me, when I watch him, he does certain things that are quite high level that I do as well, and I've seen all the high level people do. So because of that, like I rate his striking a lot. But then again, Murrab looks very physical.
They have
So-
that history as well
Yeah.
when he took his jacket.
So
Remember?
yeah, we'll see. But I
That's
think
funny.
I think O'Malley might catch him out on the way in. I don't think they're striking that special. And like I said, if you go decent takedown defense and you can stop that, and you've got special striking, people go a long way. So I think that's why O'Malley can beat him. But we'll see.
So
We'll see.
you're confident that O'Malley's going to keep the belt then against Cheeto?
Yeah, I'd say so. But then again, yeah, I think if he doesn't fight like in the first fight. Also, I think recently O'Malley's been fighting a little bit differently, and it's been so good. So. Yeah, I think Also, he's got when you're the champ, you got more money, you got more confidence. That ups your level.
I think he's a good champ.
I like him, man. He's a good.
I like him as
I'm
a
a fan.
champ.
I'm a fan. So, yeah, I'm excited. I'm very excited.
No.
Like, O'Malley's a big deal, and he's loved by the fans. Speaking of being loved by the fans, what's it like when you go back to Hungary? Do you get like a little bit of a hero's welcome over there? Like, are you more known over there than you are like worldwide, or what's it like when you?
Yeah, it's a weird one because obviously where I'm from, my area is like Staines Massive. That's my area. But like the part of Surrey I'm from, like if I go to the gym, if I go here, people recognize me. It's so cool. You've seen it. We've been out in my area. Like, everyone shows me so much love. In Hungary, it's quite similar as well, but I feel like I get more hate from there.
Is it really?
Yeah,
You get more hate from Hungary.
Hungary, I think it's culturally. They're very
They're behind.
They just, I don't know if it's just Eastern Europe or just Hungary or whatever, but they culture quite hating people. They're very jealous. Do you get what I mean? A lot of the time. So sometimes I see
They don't want to
comments-
see you win. They rather see,
basically.
yeah.
But I also get a lot of love from them. So it's a bit, but I definitely get more hate from over there. Whereas from here in my area, like, you've seen it, like, everyone comes up to me, everyone like, oh, it's so good, and how can I look after you, and you want this, you want, like, I get a lot of love. Do you get what I mean? Whereas there, I get that, but I also get a lot of hate. So
that's really,
it's alright,
that
it's a
surprised
weird
me.
one.
That's sad.
Yeah,
to be fair.
But also, it's with social media as well. It's a weird one over there. Like, my dad's quite well known. Like, he walks on the street, people come up to him, they stop him, and he's got 1,000 followers, 2,000 followers on Instagram. So for social media, there is a weird one as well. So.
Do you think that might be a generational thing as well?
I
Do you
think so,
that
yeah.
younger people tend to be a bit more jealous and a bit more negative compared to the older
it's
generation?
more like. Nah, it's not the younger people in Hungary. I think it's more the older ones.
Really?
Yeah. I think maybe it's because it's getting more westernized, so maybe that's why I feel like younger people are a lot cooler. Like, I definitely get more love from younger people. Whereas from, like, middle age and older people, they're backwards. Like, they say crazy stuff sometimes. So.
Is that where you get it from?
Generation.
That's where I get it from.
Acting like he's normal.
Let's talk about Miami. Obviously, you're going to be in Michael's corner. How do you see that fight going down between Michael and Holland? Obviously, you're backing your boy. We all are.
Yeah.
But in terms of the actual, like, how the fight's going to play out,
Yeah.
giving game plan away, obviously.
Yeah, I think Michael's style really fits Holland. So I'm really looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm just gonna leave it there.
Okay,
I'm just gonna leave it there.
And then coming back to style, obviously it's been noted by a few people that you've kind of emulated Michael's style quite a lot. When did that transition sort of happen? Was that kind of there from early? And how's that played out?
Like, I feel like all my life I've always copied guys who move a lot. So even when I was younger, when I was like 14, 15, I was like watching Dominic Cruz, T. Dillashaw, like guys that move a lot. You know, my favourite boxer used to be Willie Pap. So I've realised that if you don't get hit, you know, you can get something great out of it. And now I'm training with someone like Michael Page who doesn't even get touched. So I'm like, let me try to copy that. And obviously our coach is a bit of a genius, like Alexis. So he started giving me like the key to that Michael style, basically how to make it my own. And then obviously Michael's helping me a lot as well. You should do this, you should do that, and I end up picking it up. And I feel like I've changed that, tweaked it a little bit where I can mix it with my ground game and add my right hand to it. And obviously I'm not as striking heavy as Michael. And I'm not going to be doing the craziest pins and jumps and all that as Michael.
But it works for you.
But I mix it a little bit differently, and I feel like I found my right hand now as well. You know, where I connect and people fall over. So I think it's working out for me quite well.
KSI's got the same thing as well, no?
Yeah, it's a awkward. I think Alexi
It's MVP
also,
effect.
Yeah,
It is, to be fair. Well, yeah, because they hadn't really
start
implicated
doing
that
it.
as much across the fighters before Michael came along, had they?
Nah, no one really had that. And then obviously now Alexis training JJ, so Alexis gave him that style.
Oh, JJ, I'm on first name terms of KSI.
JJ.
Yeah, that's my friend, bro.
Hey, listen, you're going to struggle in Miami, you know. In terms of, we touched on it earlier, in terms of like you're a young guy, distractions, you're going to struggle in Miami.
Distraction, man.
Yeah. Yeah, you're gonna struggle everywhere, but you're gonna struggle in Miami, man. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
I'm
it's gonna be a lot of fun, huh?
Try and stay indoors as much as you can
down Ocean Drive
until the fights. Oh, to be fair, you can let your hair down a little bit. It's Michael obviously got to stay focused.
I'm there
but
for Michael first, and then when Michael lets me go, I'll be with Ollie. Doing our thing.
it's gonna be a hell of an after party. That's all I'm saying, man.
And like good pool parties there and
Pool
stuff.
parties.
I'm staying an extra day, just
You better wingman me, Norbert.
Are you gonna be there?
Yeah, I'm gonna
Man,
go.
I'm gonna cancel my tickets now. It's gonna be
I'm
good.
gonna make sure I'm on the flight with you.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. Yeah,
And after that, it's back in camp. Well, I'll say, like you said, you're in camp all year round, but you're trying to. You said it before.
Hopefully, I'm hoping in May.
Yeah, May.
That's what my last conversation was. May potentially. You know, I've got teammates who are on that who've got fights already in May. So, you know, I'm just trying to get on that. You know, I just need Bellator to give me someone, and then you know, that's why I'm not gonna go crazy. I'm gonna train in Miami. I've already have sparring that I want to do there. I'm gonna keep my cardio up, not drinking, not eating too much, you know. So yeah.
Have you lined up anyone in particular for sparring when you're out there?
I think my coach has got a couple guys in one of the gyms there. So
Have you been to Miami before?
no, it's my first
That's what I'm
time.
saying. This guy's gonna lose his mind.
Yeah.
He's gonna lose his
And if
mind.
you know me,
Yeah.
you know.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Stay indoors until the fight starts and then do your thing, man. 'cause you're
If
gonna
you
lose your
know me,
mind.
you know I'm gonna go crazy. So yeah. Yeah, I'm
In an
looking
ideal
forward
world,
to it.
obviously you're saying you're eyeing up May. Would you like to fight twice this year? I'm assuming.
We'll see how everything works out. Ideally, I fight twice, but we'll see. We'll see with the contracts and the fights, blah blah. We'll see.
What else you got going on, man? You got anything else in the pipeline that we need to be looking forward to?
No, I got back into music a little bit. When I was younger, I used to do music. I used to go to when I lived in Hungary.
Singer or rapper?
I'm a rapper. No, obviously
He's
not.
like, obviously.
I was about to say,
Obviously
please tell me
not.
that. I would make you spit a verse right here, right
Obviously
now.
not. Obviously not. Have you heard me talk before? You think I can rap? Oh, Jesus. But no, because when I lived in Hungary, I went to music school, whatever. So now I just met a couple guys and I do a little bit of music with them. So that's the only other thing I've got really going on.
sick. So
watch
it's
this space, yeah?
vibes and-
You got a lot going on.
Yeah, well, I'm
Norbert.
just enjoying it. I'm not gonna make that into like where at least not now. It's not gonna be my job, but you know, I'm enjoying it. I have fun making music, and yeah. But too far, what I do is train, nothing else.
Obviously, we're all disappointed that the Fury Usyk fight isn't happening when we expected it to. What do you make of that?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I really like Usyk. I've met Fury as well. You know, he's amazing. You know, I think he's probably the best heavyweight ever. But yeah, we'll see. But one thing that I realised, especially after the Ngannou fight, that Fury for some reason doesn't deal as well with southpaws. When he goes southpaw, he does very well, but he
Is
himself,
Ngannou southpaw? Yeah.
yeah,
He was more of a switch hitter, wasn't he, in that
yeah,
fight?
we're switching. So he went southpaw and like, I can't deal with it, and then yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Obviously,
Are you a
Usyk
big boxing fan?
I would say so. Well, I'm not as much of a fan as for MMA, but I do watch it. I do enjoy it. And I'll mainly watch it because it's my job. You know, I need to learn it. But yeah, I love Javante Davis. I really like him. Canelo, obviously the main one. John Ennis was a band with Canelo. Like the lighter weights are very good.
Very cool.
Heavyweights, I watch it because heavyweight boxing. Obviously, it's amazing. And you know, the best event I've ever been to was Fury versus Chisora Heavyweight World Championship. That was just amazing at the Tottenham Stadium. That was, it's amazing. So obviously, just for that, you have to watch heavyweight boxing. But technically, I'm trying to watch lighter guys. I try not to watch too many heavy guys.
And AJ and Ngannou. What are your predictions about that?
Yeah, I think. I don't know. I would say if AJ gets hit with a big shot, I think AJ is more likely to get hit with a big shot than.
Did you think
Tyson,
that Ngannou won that fight or the Fury fight?
Yeah, Ngannou won that.
Yeah.
I thought Ngannou won that.
Agreed.
And then obviously I was a bit biased because a week or so before we just beat Tommy Fury and they took that fight from us as well.
Oh,
so
the KSI Tommy Fury.
So I was a bit
right.
like, oh, these Furies. But
Don't
yeah.
you think that's why I don't really enjoy watching boxing that much because I
It's
just
very
think it's very
political.
exactly I can't be arsed.
But then again, you can say the same about MMA because our guys have been, you know, we've been to so many fights. Even Michael had his title fight, which he should have won. You know, there was so many fights that we almost lost or lost because of bad judging. I think they're just I think that's just the nature of.
I just feel like it is more so in boxing.
Yeah,
though.
100%. Obviously, it's very corrupt and but yeah.
It's becoming very fashionable now for MMA fighters to do a little crossover here and there. Is that something you'd ever consider?
Yeah, definitely. I do some boxing. I box with.
You spar boxers, right?
Regularly.
Have you had a
Very
boxing
high-level
fight? No.
No, but I spar high-level boxers regularly, and I
You'd be
do.
open to that?
No, I do quite well. So I'll definitely be done to do boxing. Obviously not to the highest level. I think someone that cruiserweight like a top guy going to be hard work. But you know, a couple fights here and there, and then maybe eventually when I'm done with MMA, I might go into boxing. See if I want to
But
get a
you
little
have
bit more.
so much time. Do you know what I mean? He's only 24.
Still so young.
really,
Still
I
so
remember when
young.
I was 24. Like,
Yeah, but you say
I
that,
thought I
but
had all the time in the world.
Yeah, but I've already have pretty bad brain damage, as you can tell. So I have that much time.
I know we speed things up Bellator now.
Probably like 8 more years, and then I start slurring my words properly. So
when you talk about age, right? So obviously everyone's saying about Volkanovski, he should slow down or whatever. Like, do you think it is a crucial part of how they perform, their age?
Yeah, 100%. Doesn't mean that you can't do it. My dad had his last fight 60 something.
Yeah, that's mad though.
That's
So my dad was fighting. He was fighting until he was 60, but probably at the highest level, it's a little bit different. But again, Volkanovski is very good. Maybe if they come back with a better game plan, I can't.
It's actually a fact that there's been no older than 35 title.
I'm pretty sure Glover Teixeira was.
He was
How
like
old was
42,
he?
wasn't he?
Yeah, something like
Well,
that.
and he defended his title and kept it.
Maybe, but I know he was.
Apparently, there hasn't been.
DC.
I saw this on Fight Disciples, Adam Carroll,
not sure.
by the way.
In terms of defences, do you know what? I'd have to think about it, but in terms of winning it, there's been a few old champions,
Yeah.
to be fair. DC, Glover Teixeira.
No, yeah, defending it.
Oh, okay.
Defending it over the age of 35.
Maybe, I'm not sure.
So that's why there was
Yeah.
is he going to do it? And
Yeah,
stuff.
it's hard to, after a certain age, and you guys are both very close to that age. I'm not.
I was going to say, I'm literally pushing 30, where the time goes, and I still don't know what I want to do, do you know what I mean? You're going to be careful because it'll happen like that.
Well,
I remember when I met you, you were 22 or something. Look how
Yeah.
fast it's gone, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
You were 17 when I met you, I think. Something ridiculous
Try
like
to
that.
take me out.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah, no, obviously, time can catch up with anyone. Do you get what I mean? And after a certain time, it's hard to keep up that work. And when you have to compete with young killers constantly, I mean, Topuria is 27, He's not even in his prime yet.
Yeah.
Most people end their prime in their 30s. So imagine what I'm going to be like, Jesus.
You got a long way. You got a long way.
But no, but honestly, it's hard to keep up that work. So I would love Volkanovski to get that title back and then retire after. That would be quite nice.
That'd be
Yeah.
nice. That'd be nice ending to
But
his
I don't know
story.
if that's going to happen.
Yeah.
We'll see. You have
I
to
got a
wait
quick
and see.
game. Do you want to play it?
Nah.
Depends what it is. She never tells me in advance what these games are going to be, so
I
it
got
could
a
be
quick
anything
game.
from trivia to strip
I
poker,
just
but let's
a bit
go.
of healthy competition, do you know what I mean? So I'm going to ask a question.
Okay.
And you answer. It's called higher or lower. So
Okay.
you just say what you think. And you say it at the
Okay.
same time so no one can
Yeah.
go, okay? Volkanovski landed 47 significant strikes last night. Did Topuria land higher or lower?
Lower.
Correct. At the same time.
I said it way before him.
Yeah, I know. We
Well, I
had
was
to say it
going
at
to
the same
say,
time.
I was actually going to say, wherever.
Okay. Topuria landed 17 head strikes. Did Volkanovski land higher or lower?
Lower.
Incorrect. It was
Higher.
higher
Oh.
head. Yeah, higher strikes.
Stop
He
calling
was,
him.
he was he was
21.
heavy on that jab, to be fair.
Yeah, no, I just thought
There
he
was
probably
loads of
did
head
more.
kicks.
But Topuria's head movement looked outstanding, I thought. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, in terms
but
of...
not all of the kicks were most of the kicks didn't land on the head.
I know.
Oh,
Yeah.
And then when
were you talking about kicks or...
head kicks.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you just said head strikes in general.
Maybe it is head strikes.
Okay.
Yes.
She doesn't even know.
Welcome to my world, son.
Jesus God, yeah.
Allow me. Okay, next one. Volkanovski landed 11 body strikes.
Are these all about Volkanovski and Topuria, by the way?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, because I like Volkanovski. Did Topuria land higher or lower?
I reckon higher.
Higher.
Oh.
He was trying to rip that body.
Yeah, no.
That's one of his trademarks.
Volkanovski landed 11 and Topuria landed 12.
Oh, this game
is so
boring.
Volkanovski, no, I'm
Volkanovski's house
Volkanovski's
is
my favourite
1,000
fighter.
square foot.
Oh,
How
man.
big is...
I set you up with him.
You
I'll try it.
No, one time I DM'd him and he replied to me.
Oh, sick. And then what happened?
Great. Tell us another tale,
And then what
Grandma.
happened?
That was it. But he didn't follow me back. Maybe that will come soon.
That's why that's what we need to do. Just unfollow every guy that we know.
Yeah.
Hopefully they're going to be talking about us in podcast.
That's true, you know.
Volkanovski had 5 title defensives. Did Jose Aldo hold the belt for higher or lower amount of the fights?
Higher.
Higher, I think.
Do you know how many?
I don't.
So
No, this
Volkanovski had 5.
But he was the champ for ages.
Yeah.
He was like...
let's say
It
third.
was ridiculous how long he had that belt for.
I don't know.
Is higher, 6 defenses.
Oh, it seemed like longer.
Yeah, I thought it would be over 10.
Okay, so Conor McGregor is not Volkanovski now.
Okay.
This is the last one. You'll be happy to know,
Okay.
yeah, and then you can fuck off. Conor McGregor's record.
Oh wait, is it the Conor McGregor that I met in Dublin? Is it that
Did
one?
you
Is that the one? Yeah, and you said, oh, good fight. It's good.
Yeah.
That was
Well,
interesting.
and then I met 50. Oh no, 50. I met 50 another time.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay.
So I'm not trying to name drop.
Nah. But there's no other like American rappers you've met, is there, or trained with? I'm setting you up here, bro. Take the. What's them man's name? The Ray Summer guys.
Yeah, Slim Jim. Yeah, Jimmy. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Ray
he was.
Sherman,
He went to
Yeah.
shoot.
I forgot about that. He followed me now. Followed me. I don't know why.
Really?
Maybe he's playing hard to get, like we just discussed a minute ago. Send him a DM, see what happens.
Yeah, good shout.
Okay, can I say the last question?
Yeah.
Conor McGregor's record was 18-2 when he beat Jose Aldo in 13 seconds. Is Topuria's wins higher or lower?
Lower. You like 15 and a half, I think?
It's gonna look like it's. I'm just copying if I say
Lower.
that, but I was gonna say lower. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's lower. Yeah. Well done.
Thank you.
Is Norbert's body count lower or higher than chicken?
My God.
That's the problem with our generation. See?
Yeah.
Yeah, outrageous.
That's all they want to talk about.
Right?
It's disgusting.
What do you mean? It's so much more like important for men. I don't think it's a thing about women. But
This
we
is
could go
not
on
that
for all day.
podcast.
No.
Hey, listen, man. Thank you so much for joining us. Genuinely, I really appreciate it.
Right,
Like,
thank you
honestly,
guys for having me.
in
I'll come back on air.
last
Alright,
month
cool.
we were talking about who we wanted, and it was a unanimous decision. We really wanted you on. We knew it was going to be an interesting
Yeah,
conversation.
Michael
and
said
a
you
fun
wasn't famous
conversation.
enough though, but we fought for you. Don't worry.
Nah, thank you.
No, but
Nah,
you know
I
what?
agree.
I'm joking.
I agree.
Listen.
I said that.
What's this? It's like it's still early days, man. I think when
Yeah.
people really do start seeing more of your fights, more of your out of cage activities,
Yeah.
well, you're gonna blow, man, and it's
Yeah.
only a matter of time. So
Thank
tell
you.
us where we can find you on Instagram, YouTube.
At Magic Norby. There's nothing
Why
to do
is
with
why is that your Instagram name, by the way?
It's just, that's my, basically.
I'm
when I
quite
was a
good at writing
kid-
nicknames. If you're interested, by the way, I can come up with something
Go
better
on,
if you're interested.
go on.
Well, not on the spot. I need to go
Come
and
to-
get
come
in the
up with something
office
on the
and
spot.
write some.
I'll give you a
The
little
Hungarian hurricane.
They're actually going to Hungarian Hoover.
Why? That sounds weird.
I'll tell you why later off camera.
Jesus. Like I said, I did warn you guys in advance.
What
This
is your fight name?
Magic.
Oh.
Jesus
Oh
Christ.
God.
All right, I'm out. See
But
you
yeah,
later.
thank you for joining us. See you next time, guys.
Oh my, this is embarrassing.
Don't forget to follow us on YouTube. Where can they find us?
You can find us on the KO show, right?
No. You can find us at Kaz and Ollie Show on Instagram. You can find us on Michael Venom page on YouTube. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
I'm gonna go and have a lie down.
Oh my
No,
God.
no, but actually, why is that? I just wanted to say thank you for all the support so far. Obviously, me
We
and Ollie are
appreciate
very
it.
new to the MMA space, and I just think, yeah, we really appreciate your comments and the fact you guys are watching and spending time.
People are watching it.
Yeah, they are. They say like,
Believe it or
I've
not.
got good questions for a Love Island girl as well. Apparently, that's what one of the comments.
Say it again.
That I had good questions for a girl off Love Island.
Well, not today. Maybe previously, definitely not today. Jesus.
No, but yeah,
man.
seriously, lots of love. Please subscribe and yeah, see you on episode 3 where we're going to be in Miami.
I'm pretty sure this was episode 3.
I mean, episode 4 where we're going to be. I just drove 4 hours to get here from Manchester, by the way, guys. Like, I haven't eaten and yeah, but thank you, Norbert.
No, thank you for having me, Kaz. I really
Yeah,
appreciate it.
Appreciate it, man.
Did you just bow at me?
That's the Thai thing. Jesus Christ. All right.
Okay, cut.